One of the things about screen, as we talk about some of the advanced commands that you should remember, is screen, even though it looks like a normal interface, it's actually a virtual terminal. So what it's doing is it's taking this entire real estate over here and constantly redrawing it over and over. And we can see how that works, because if we type in rsync-help, now if we try to treat this like a normal window and actually try and use the scroll bar that's built into the operating system and scroll up, we'll see that it's all gone. And the reason for that is that here is the real commands that we actually typed into an actual terminal window. But after we typed screen, then screen took over and just started rendering kind of a whole grid like this. So the question then arises, how do we actually move up and take a look at what happened before? It's a little bit of a pain if we can ever do that. And the answer is just a few different keyboard sequences. What we need to do is move up within this virtual terminal rather than the physical scroll bar. And how do we do that? If you hit Control-T and then left bracket, you just go into copy mode like this. And now you can use Control-P like so to move up. Not only can we do that, we can even copy paste. So Control-P and Control-N move up and down, Control-F and Control-B move backwards and forwards. So if we want to return back down, we just hit Control space, and then copy mode is aborted. If we here's an example of the sort of thing you can do with screen. You can even copy from this buffer. So for example, let's do a worked example. Let's say we curl google.com, or rather ping it. We see some returns over here, okay? And now just assume we didn't have the mouse and we wanted to get this domain and then do something with it. So we can launch screen's copy mode with Control-T left bracket, use Control-P to position the cursor over here, hit space just by itself, and now a mark is set. And then we can use Control-F to highlight the region. And now we do a little bit of magic. This is definitely magical. I apologize for it. You hit Shift and the less than symbol. And so there you go. And you've copied 25 characters into the buffer. And how would you actually write those characters out? There's a number of ways to do it. You can hit Control-T and then the right bracket, and now you've pasted them out. And if you recall our bash shortcuts, we can hit now Control-A to go to the beginning of the line. And finally, we can string a bunch of commands together. We can do wget on this, and we can actually see the page that Google has for us at that URL, which we just saved to an index.html file. And we can see it right there. So that's how you do copy and paste within screen. If you want to know exactly where that buffer file was saved to, it's actually saved to a file called temp screen exchange. And so you can see that that URL was actually saved in over there, exactly what we copied, the copy buffer. Now, these commands are a little bit arcane, I understand, but eventually they'll be programmed into your fingers. And if you ever forget, just hit Control-T and then Shift question mark, and you can see the commands that we just used. Here was the copy command with the left bracket. Here was the select command. Here was the right buff command, which is what actually saved it to a buffer. Here was the paste command, which actually pasted it back into the buffer. And here you can see these things on selecting Windows 0 through 9 and so on and so forth, just as we did before.